Golfers, check out how Scottie hits the draw. It's super simple, right to the point, and also how he uses his trail arm to control it and how we use the Humo Go to measure it. Let's get to work. Hey golfers, Scottie Scheffler posted a great video on how to hit a draw. So take a look at this and then we'll get back and get into a little bit more specifics on how you can do that and how you can measure it with our Humo Go.
Just for the setup, the way I feel is if I was to take a normal setup, I want to feel like I'm aimed right on the right edge of the tree. So if I take a normal setup, I'm going to try and hit a straight shot. I'm aiming at barely on the right edge of the trees. Then I'm going to move the ball back almost to the back part of my stance. So still feel like my feet are aiming there. Ball's now really far back. And all I'm going to do from here to hit the low one, I feel like I'm going to swing low and right. And then I'm going to get my right forearm just to turn over. And that's really all I'm thinking about. Because when you set up like this, I can start the ball. I know I'm not going to start on line with the tree because with the ball position here, the ball's going to start way out to the right. And all I'm trying to do is get that ball to turn over as much as I can. Number 10 at Augusta, the fairway, it's very far downhill and it slopes big right to left and down. And so all I'm trying to do is get the ball hooking and get the ball running. And it's going to just use the contours of the fairway to kind of get down there as far as it can go with the 3-wood. But let's try it out. So remember, feel like you're aiming at the right edge of the tree and then put it way back in your stance. So now it feels like I'm aiming more like 10 yards right of the tree. And I'm swinging low and to the right. That was number 10, nice low one. If we're gonna go to number 13, it's gonna be a similar shot shape, just a lot higher. So you'll notice I'm gonna tee this one up pretty high. That's unusual for a 3-wood. Usually I'll tee my 3-wood up a little bit lower than that. But at this tee height, it's a lot easier for me to swing up on the ball. So most of the setup's gonna be pretty much the same. Ball very far back. Feel like I'm aimed kind of on the edge of the tree line. And with that ball position back, ball's gonna start out to the right. I'm just gonna turn my right forearm over and hit a hook. And instead of feeling like I'm swinging low into the right, this one I'm swinging high into the right. My right shoulder is gonna finish a lot higher than my left. That's it.
Okay. So follow those steps. Obviously, I'm not going to tell the number 1 player in the world, hey, you should do this or something different. No, that was brilliant. That's perfect. This is exactly what you should do. So I want to add a little bit more detail in on it to help you understand and how to manage how the club moves, how your forearm moves and rotates, what's too little, what's too much, in order to make sure you can control the amount of draw you need. So one of the things that I do want to add to it, and I have this alignment stick down here, is that when we get into our stance, when that club comes back, it is still parallel to this alignment on the backswing. So one of the mistakes you could make is if all of a sudden you start swinging straight back, now you're going to have to reroute it on the way down. So this way, I want to make sure that club matches up, in a sense, to the foot line, to my intended path line in order to come through. By moving the ball back in the stance a little bit, that ensures that that path doesn't guarantee, but it helps with that inside type of draw. And then the question is, how much should this rotate? A couple different ways of doing it. You could actually go with a stronger grip. You'll have less rotation. Normal grip, depending on where you're at, you may find more. But this is what you want to dial in, and this is something we can measure, how much rotation you have in this shot. So using the data to help get a feel for it is critical, and you'll see how on these graphs how much we actually need. And it's actually very little depending on how you set up the club face. So that's another aspect you can do, is you could actually just preset this club face a little bit closed. So now, moving it back, take it on my path, face is closed more, swing it through, and going ahead and hit that same type of shot. But it's all a feel. And that's something you have to figure out, Do you want more rotation, less rotation, forearm rotation with the hands and forearms? And it's really up to you to have that feel. So to hit draws like that, head over to Humo.Golf for more information and listen to whatever Scottie Scheffler says. He knows what he's doing. Thanks for watching. Later.